County Board of Education is weighing its options for next year, trying to find a solution to this compounding transportation issue that's plagued it for decades.
At last night's meeting, the board was presented with 3 options to consider, with one of them stripping bus transportation from a lot of students. WHAS 11's Taylor Woods and photojournalist Elijah McKenzie have the details.
Jefferson County Public School Board members will have the next 4 to 5 weeks before they decide what transportation will look like next school year. Superintendent Dr. Marty Polio made it clear something has to change since the district is projecting to start with 526 bus drivers. That's less than last year.
We cannot continue the same way, which one of the options is to continue the same way and expect students to get to school on time and get home on time.
The board is facing 3 options. Option 1, providing transportation to Reside schools only, which eliminates transportation to most magnet and traditional students. This would affect about 478 routes. Option 2, a hub for magnet and traditional students where families are responsible to bring their student to the hub. Or option 3, no transportation change at all.
The goal is then we would want to have 474 or less routes, so that we are on the right side of that math.
The district is trying to make sure the bus routes are supported with an equal amount of bus drivers so they can have a clear time between 6 to 6:15 p.m. But the JCPS chief of transportation told the board he prefers option 1, the plan that drops magnet and traditional busing.
Yes, that would be option 1.
JCPS Chair Dr. Corey Scholl urged the board to think wise about their decision. In Louisville, Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 on your side.
The board is expected to vote on transportation in March.
A Kentucky lawmaker is giving some insight into her suggested task force, which aims to supervise JCPS and explore options to split the district. Lindsay Tishner is a Republican senator who represents Jefferson, Oldham, and Trimble counties. She's one of 2 lawmakers who's filed resolutions to create the task force. She confirms even if the task force recommends dividing the districts or the district, there is not a clear way to make that happen. The state constitution prevents laws that specifically target local governing agencies like a public school system. So that begs the question, why even go through the trouble?
Here's the way I think it would be great is if Jefferson County says, yeah, let's move forward, and we don't have to have a piece of legislation, but we all come to the same agreement that let's find the best path forward for our students. And if this is what we recommend, let's get them on board and let's work together.
Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear is also weighing in here. He says in part all school districts are run by locally elected officials for good reason. I oppose, he says, the General Assembly's trying to govern any individual school district, given the vast majority of them live outside that district. Now, just up Interstate 65 in Indianapolis, they have 11 public school districts and then several charter schools. Focus reporter Travis Bree spoke to one of the 11 districts about how it operates and asked an education expert whether or not it's fair to compare the 2 cities. It's a rock-solid report. It's coming up tonight at 6.
The man who pleaded guilty to shooting and killing a Louisville photographer during the 2020 protests will spend 30 years behind bars without the chance of parole. Stephen Lopez got his sentence yesterday. Police say during one of the protests at Jefferson Square Park, Lopez pulled a weapon from a man and fired into the crowd, hitting 27-year-old Tyler Girth. Girth was there taking photos. Lopez previously pleaded guilty to manslaughter and wanton endangerment. In court, he apologized to Girth's family.
I will forever remember the name Tyler Girth and do everything I can to live up to the man he was. I hope that he would have forgiven me as well.
His life didn't end that day. He gets to carry on a full life in front of him that Tyler does not. And I hope that he is inspired by that man that he stole from us.
During their statements, the Girth family spoke about the foundation they've created to continue Tyler's legacy. To learn more about that, you can find a link in this story on WHAS11.com.
An Oldham County teenager is facing felony charges after police say she put a staple in a teacher's drink bottle. A release from Oldham County Police says it happened February the 6th at Oldham County High School. Investigators say that student put the staple in the drink while the teacher was away from her desk. That teacher then drank from the bottle but did not swallow the staple. Police cited the student for wanton endangerment and assault against a school employee.
This morning, police in Jeffersonville are investigating the cause of a school bus crash that hurt 3 students. It happened yesterday morning on Charlestown Pike in Clark County. Indiana State Police tell us the bus drove off the side of the road and hit a tree. The bus driver was unconscious when they got there and was taken to the hospital along with 3 students. All are expected to recover. Police say as of now, there's no indication the bus driver was impaired.
On Capitol Hill, the House GOP voted to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas over his handling of the southern border crisis. Mayorkas now becomes the second cabinet secretary in nearly 150 years to be impeached.
On this vote, the yeas are 214 and the nays are 213. The resolution is adopted.
That measure passed by a vote of 214 to 213, and you just heard from the Speaker of the House. 3 Republicans opposed that impeachment. The matter now heads to the Senate, which is currently out of session until the 26th of this month. But the Democratic-controlled chamber is likely not to convict Mayorkas.